Tariffing Canada. Is there anything he could say to you in the course of your meetings with him today that would get you to lift tariffs on Canada?
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
Yeah, so y'all got to see this, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have to see what just happened at the Oval Office. So Mark Carney, who is the Canadian Prime Minister, obviously a liberal, has talked so much trash about Donald Trump. And today he was invited, to go to the White House by Trump. Of course he would. Trump talks to the people, to his adversaries all the time. And apparently a lot of liberals in America have been celebrating this guy as the guy to go up against Donald Trump. Look, this is what a real leader looks like. And he has gone on record and has said that he would never cave to Donald Trump, that he will fight Donald Trump to the end on tariffs, and that he represents the people of Canada. Anybody from Canada here? Do you like this guy? Why is Canada leaning so liberal? But apparently the liberals are the answer against Donald Trump. But today, everything changed. And this is a humiliation ritual that I don't even think Trump even wanted, but it just so happened to be this way. Let's see his energy before and after the White House visit. Take a listen. This is crazy.
I don't think we can change Donald Trump. I don't think so. Not at this stage.
Get you to lift tariffs on Canada.
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
And a person who draws his inspiration from President Trump, like Pierre Poilievre, will kneel down before him.
You're a transformational president, focus on the economy with a relentless focus on the American worker, securing your borders, ending the scourge of fentanyl and other opioids, and securing the world.
Before he's
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the Canadian Prime Minister. This same guy, like weeks ago, right? We're showing videos of him weeks ago speaking about Donald Trump, President Trump in a way of, I'm going to challenge him. He's unchangeable. This guy is the worst type of thing, blah. Today, you're a transformational president. What does that look like? That looks like glazing in real life, right? Is they sucking Trump off right now all of a sudden after speaking all that crap? So again, this is all fake. This is not real.
Securing your borders, ending the scourge of fentanyl and other opioids, and securing the world.
Before he stands up to him, he's in sync with President Trump.
I thought you were excellent, and I think we have a lot of things in common.
Pierre Poilievre is also choosing to be willfully blind to the many and growing threats that face our country.
We don't really want cars from Canada. And we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things.
What the big companies are producing, by and large, are not products that we are consuming. There's some element of that, but by and large, a steel company, how much steel are you using these days, Todd? I mean, not as much we used. So anyway,
Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I think that probably didn't help his election. But when I spoke to him, I said, so why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking we want to make them ourselves. I mean, I said.
By the way, I don't even want to interrupt him, but he's saying all of this in front of Mark Carney. You could tell this is the guy, again, this guy right here is the guy that liberals in the United States of America that don't like Trump said that this guy is what a leader looks like. And here he is in the White House, literally listening to President Trump tell him that we don't want anything from Canada. We don't need you. You don't want anything made from you. We're going to make it ourselves. We're done with you. We don't want you. You're here. Just getting humiliated after speaking and saying all that craziness.
We want to make them ourselves. I mean, I said, and if the price of your cars went up, or if we put a tariff on your cars of 25%, what would that mean to you? He said, that would mean the end of Canada. He actually said that to me. And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. But no, I mean, it's hard to justify subsidizing Canada to the tune of maybe $200 billion a year. We protect Canada militarily, and we always will. We're going to, that's not a money thing. But we always will. But, it's not fair.
Yeah, and
I don't think
Trump didn't give this guy any really real chances to speak. Again, this was the very moment again that the body language just changed, and I'll show it at the beginning of the video. I'll show it again now. This is the moment where Mark Carney, the Canada's prime minister, a liberal. Someone again who is beloved in America because of the fact that he's different from Trump. This is the moment that he lost the sauce here.
Tariffing Canada, is there anything he can say to you in the course of your meetings with him today that would get you to lift tariffs on Canada?
No,
Why not?
just the way it is.
Yeah, no, it's just the way it is. It's so crazy that Trump will invite you to the White House, but still stand firm on the harsh reality that you're not going to get your way. Like it's just a harsh reality. You're not going to get your way. I'm not going to lift these tariffs. This is something that he has in mind, has had in mind, right? We've heard, what was it, Ford from Canada, speaking of, shutting down electricity in the United States of America. I mean, it was just Trump's whole point, in my opinion, was, hey, these people think that they can overpower us. And no, they're not going to overpower us. Come to the table, come negotiate with me and on my terms. And it looks like Canada didn't want to do that. And now here is the prime minister, again, who is beloved, just saying the truth right in front of his face. Like, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about what you think of me. This is my stance, and you can come here or not, but this is what the stance is going to end up continuing to be. So again, you hear all these supporters, again, liberal, supporters out in Canada and in the United States of America, trying to put the batteries. This is what I've noticed. They're trying to put batteries. They're trying to put a battery pack on world leaders to stand up against the president of the United States of America, even though most of the people that are doing that live in the United States of America. They're United States citizens. And they're trying to put battery packs on people so they can come and stand up to this guy that they don't like in the United States, knowing that that could harm everybody's world view. I mean, the world of living here in the United States of America. But am I crazy for saying that? I don't think so. But this is what it looks like when they stand face to face, and it's not all a facade online. This is what it looks like in person. Again, here he is. I got another one. Mark Carney looked like he was about to cry after hearing Trump say this. Yeah, this was a clip that we showed earlier. Basically, Trump saying it's not fair. Why are we subsidizing Canada $200 billion a year? And it's hard for the American taxpayer to say, gee whiz, we love doing that. Oh, man, hold on. I don't think we played this clip. I don't think we played this.
Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him Governor Trudeau. I think that probably didn't help his.
Okay, got it. Yeah, this is the clip that we showed. Yeah, this is the $200 billion a years. Like, yeah, this is not going to help. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is the claim of the $200 billion that Trump made annual subsidy to Canada is classic DC math, distracting from the real waste. Let's cut through the spin. The U.S.-Canada trade deficit is hit $63 billion in goods last year, but deficits aren't subsidies. The real graph, look at NORAD's 20 billion radar upgrades where the U.S. taxpayers foot 60% of its bills for systems mostly on Canadian soil. Meanwhile, the Department of Government Efficiency has clawed back $165 billion from the bloated contracts like HHS $2.9 billion in Office of Refugee Settlement scam and Treasury's $1.9 billion and Sentinel Tech. So yeah, time to renegotiate all lopsided agreements, trade, defense, and with the so basically we have a real deficit. And NORAD's $20 billion that we subsidized here. Radar upgrades where the U.S. taxpayers foot 60% of the bill in protection, and all these systems mostly are in Canadian soil. Yeah, I mean, we could do the math on how much we do for other countries, but at the end of the day, Trump just made the Canadian Prime Minister look like a twat. A twat, mate. That's the only real word that I could probably get away with on YouTube. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't take me down for saying that word. But yeah, he went from I'm gonna stand up to him to going to the White House and looking like a fool. Yeah. See you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think about this.